Marianne, thanks so much for joining us today on Currents. It's great to have you here. You trekked from Queens, where you go to church faithfully, and you have elected to have God be very much front and center in your life, Jesus Christ specifically. You are going to become a nun after graduating summa cum laude from Harvard University, my and our alma mater now. Tell us what brought you to that decision from coming from a place like Harvard.
Well, becoming a sister is something I've thought about for a very long time. I was blessed from as far back as I can remember with a desire to dedicate myself in a undivided way to God. Not everyone's vocation story is like that. A lot of people, it's an idea that comes to them later. But for me, it was always kind of there. I think that my difficult step was understanding it as a call and not something that I would choose. So understanding it as what God wanted for me, and that came when I realized that my own plans for graduate school, maybe other experiences after Harvard, maybe weren't what he wanted, and so I had to accept what he wanted, which was for me to enter right after college. But it was something I came to slowly through the course of my life.
And I'm sure something that you prayed a lot over and asked for guidance about. Why the Dominicans?
Well, the Dominicans are known for study, for love of study and intellectual life, and that's something that attracts me a lot. I feel called to learn throughout my life, and to have good intellectual resources and opportunities to expand my understanding of the faith. And Dominicans are also, the motto of Dominicans is Veritas, which means truth, and I think truth is really...
I know that one.
Yeah, that's the motto of Harvard too.
Of Harvard, yeah.
I can't escape that. But I think that truth is really important in our world today, the fact that there is one truth and that we can search for and find it, and it's a beautiful thing.
That kind of leads into my next question. A lot of times as young women, I think we get all kinds of messages about looking a certain way, acting a certain way, what's attractive, what isn't, and all of this. And as we know, the Dominicans were featured recently on Oprah Winfrey. I actually watched that. And some of the things that the sisters were saying was that this really enabled them to be, in a way, more free with their spirit. Why did you choose this calling as a young woman? Or as you say, it sort of chose you.
Right. Well, I think that it was an important lesson that I learned to be true to myself and who I am, so not to be anybody else. And I think that that's one of the great things about becoming a sister too, is that the community life helps you to grow to be who you are as an individual, and to learn more about yourself, and to be true to who God has made you to be. So you're not trying to be anyone you see or anyone other people are telling you to be. You're becoming yourself and the best person you can be.
And you will be becoming Christ's bride. That is really a major wedding, if you will, to have. How long will you be there? Because it's not just something that it's going to, be a year and you're done.
Right. Yeah. With my community, it's 8 years of preparation. So 1 year of aspirancy and postulancy, and then 2 years of novitiate. After that first year, you get the habit, but you have a white veil. And then after the 2 years of novitiate, you have temporary profession for 5 years, and that's when you get the black veil. So you look like a full nun, but you actually have 5 years to go until you make final vows.
What if some of your friends or some of your other classmates said, some of the other people that are your own age, and also I know because you delivered the commencement speech in Latin at Harvard for graduation this year, 2010, you got a lot of you were very popular on the blogosphere, as we said. So what are people sort of saying about your choices, and what are sort of your peers saying?
Yeah, well, that's been one of the most interesting parts, and really one of the most grace-filled parts, is sharing this decision with other people, many of whom aren't Catholic, many of them who don't practice any religion. I think that one thing it does is open up discussion on a deeper level, because when people ask you what you're doing after college and you tell them you're becoming a nun, it's a really kind of an existential answer rather than a career-oriented answer. And so it's allowed me to have discussions with people, as I said, on a deeper level. So it allows them to open up to me on subjects that maybe they wouldn't otherwise, and that's really beautiful. They have all been respectful and some of them have been very happy.
Sure.
Happy that I found something that attracts me so much, and that I'm willing to kind of, I guess, as they see it, throw a lot away for that.
Right, devote yourself to entirely for a long period of time. Mary Ann, the time has flown by, and this is all we have today on Currents, but we really appreciate it and wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you. Thanks.